Hey everybody, it's Geoff Short with Chauvet DJ. So happy to be with you here at Focus Pro Audio, and we're excited to be talking today about ILS, Chauvet DJ's cutting edge new technology that allows anybody to create an instant light show. In fact, that's what ILS stands for, because it's all about ease of use, simple setup, and it lowers the bar of entry into lighting, so virtually anyone can suddenly create some coordinated, synchronized looks between fixtures of different types quickly and easily. ILS. So we're very excited about this. This is our main priority. The first thing to understand is that ILS is not DMX. They are two separate technologies. DMX, as most of you might know, is still the standard protocol for lighting control. ILS is not that, and it's not a substitute for DMX. The important thing to remember is the right tool for the right job. What is your application calling for? So let's talk a little bit quickly about who ILS is made for. So it's made for people who are either lighting novices who have no knowledge of lighting programming or DMX, or they may be even advanced users of lighting who just don't want to use DMX because of the programming time involved, the learning curve involved, and things like that, because none of that is involved with ILS. So there's a wide spectrum, but generally speaking, this is going to be for bands and DJs because it's so easy at the touch of a button to create coordinated looks like blackouts and blinders and chases and strobes and things like that that are really controlled with the touch of a button. Also great for things like fitness centers, spin classes, yoga centers, things like that. Great out of the box, out of the entertainment sphere applications as well. Family fun parks, things like that. And of course, home use. If you're just having an event, a party, this is a great solution for you. Now, this is one way to control the ILS system. This is the ILS command. Very lightweight, very compact. This is an outboard hardware controller. There are two other ways to control the ILS system, which is a complete ecosystem that all speak to each other. Those other two ways are the Gig Bar Move Plus ILS and the Gig Bar Move ILS. They are both pack and go systems, very powerful, that all share the same brain, that can all control ILS fixtures wirelessly. So let's get into a little bit about how this works. The first thing is that all of these fixtures here are ILS. How do we know that? Because the name of the product says ILS on them. A lot of people buy these products and may not even realize that they have this sort of hidden superpower in them, because they may just be looking for a battery-powered par light that has the features that they want at the price that they want, and may not even realize that this also is an ILS-compatible light. And with that comes incredible power, because that means it's part of this ILS ecosystem. The good news is you don't have to overthink that or think too much about which fixtures are ILS compatible, because most of the fixtures in this product range are now ILS versions of themselves and can all talk to this ecosystem. There is no limit to the number of fixtures that can be attached or controlled with one controller, so that's very versatile and convenient. But what is even more fantastic is the ease of setup. So let's just walk through some of that right now. So the first thing to do is we've powered this up, and strictly out of the box, it comes with its own hard shell carrying case. We just plugged it in and it's ready to go. So the first thing we got to do though is we have to tell this controller what channel, and this is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless signal that our proprietary name for that is DPHY. What DPHY channel are we transmitting from this ILS command to fixtures to control it? So the way to do that, and the way to access so many of the features of the ILS command, is to press the X encoder here, which accesses the menu. So if I press that once, it brings up a host of options here, the very first of which is DPHY channel. And I want to select that option just by pressing the encoder again, and I can scroll then through different channels. Okay, so this one, we're just gonna, right now we'll leave it at channel 1, which is quick and easy. And then that's it. That is literally the setup for the ILS command. This thing is now ready to go. However, this is sending wireless signal. These fixtures in particular are not wireless fixtures. So how do we get a wireless signal to a non-wireless light? We need a transceiver, something in between the two to receive that signal. That's where these DeFi USB units come in. And they all are powered directly from the light themselves. All of these lights have a USB slot, and they have dip switches. And we configure the dip switches to match the channel of the transmission from the ILS command. So how do we know what the dip switch position is? That's easy. We don't. We have to get to the cheat sheet, look at the dip switch position calculator, and quickly configure the dip switches to make sure that we're receiving on the right channel. I happen to know off the top of my head, channel 1 just means all of the dip switches are in the down position. That makes it easy for the sake of this demonstration. Then what we do is we simply insert them into these lights. So I'm going to do that with each of these lights here. And we all have, these are different formatted lights. This is obviously a moving head, the Intimidator Spot 160. And as we turn to the back, you can see the USB slot here. And we are going to insert the USB right into the slot there. And like any USB, it's going to take you 6 times to get it right, to get it in the right direction. That's in there. And you can see it's powered up from the fixture itself. So that one's in. And we'll do the same over here. We'll make sure all the dip switches are configured the right way. And we're going to put that into the slot here on the back of this fixture, which is this is a battery powered PAR fixture, the EZLink. That's in and receiving signal there. And finally, on this one, we have an effect light. This is the Wash FX ILS. And I can see that the dip switches are in the down position. And that one is in the back as well. So now what we've done is we've taken these non-wireless lights and we've essentially made them wireless fixtures by inserting these DeFi USB units into them. Now, final step, because these lights all do many, many different things. They have DMX compatibility, DMX in, DMX out. They have auto programs built into them. They have sound activation modes. Very versatile lights. They can do a whole host of different things. We have to tell the lights what to do, what mode to be in. So that's an easy setup through the menu of each of these lights. So for this moving head, we access the menu a little bit differently just by pressing the menu button. And this is telling us this is set to a DMX mode right now. We don't want that. So we're going to hit the menu button again. And we just use the up and down arrows to select the run mode. And we hit enter. And right now I can see that it's set to DMX. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to ILS. And I'm going to hit enter here. And that's in ILS mode. Okay. Same thing over here. The menu is a little bit different, but the concept is the same. Right now, this is just set to a static color, static red. So I'm going to scroll through the menu options until I see ILS, which is right there. I'm going to hit enter. And this light is now in ILS mode. And you can see it went from red to blackout because it's now being controlled by this ILS command. And finally, same concept here. This is set to an auto program as opposed to a static color. This is program 1 that it's just running through. So we're going to get to ILS here, right there. We'll hit enter and we are good to go there. Okay. And that also blacked out. So that's the setup, guys. This is quick, easy, instant light shows. And what I mean by that is now I can select which type of light here along the right side of the command, whether it's a moving head right there, whether it's a PAR right here, whether it's a derby or a laser, which this effect light has all of that. I can select those here as well. But I'll select PAR and you can see the light turns green and immediately I'm controlling that. I can slow the speed down of that effect just through faders like that. I can have a static color like blue just by hitting blue. I can black out with the touch of a button. I can have a blinder effect, so everything happens. Now I can also obviously trigger the other lights as well. If I hit moving heads, now this Intimidator is now being controlled as well. They are both running auto programs, and that's really the technology that's happening here. We are not creating custom cues and looks and things like that. What we're doing is we're harnessing the auto programs that are already built into these lights, but we're controlling them now. As opposed to just having them flash wildly all night through an event, which really causes visual fatigue very quickly, we now have the ability to harness those programs and sort of make it look like we've created these light shows. We're emulating the effect of DMX without any of the programming time or learning curve that DMX takes. So this is a very versatile system. What I've done here is I just hit the freeze button because we have multiple effects happening here. For instance, if I hit the derby effect, you can see here now that this is triggered. This particular effect light has a derby effect on it. Everything is kind of moving. We have this sort of frenetic energy happening. And again, I can change the speed of all of that so it becomes even more dynamic if I want to, or slow it down. But maybe I just want to stop everything at a given time. I can hit the freeze button and everything stops moving. And I can obviously take things out as I want to, depending on what kind of fixtures I have. Keep in mind, there's no limit to the number of fixtures, as I said, that can be controlled with one controller. Important feature here is the preset bank here. There are now 10 pages available with the version 2 firmware update of the ILS command of 6 presets each. So you essentially have 60 available slots to create a preset. And what do I mean by a preset? Well, if I unfreeze this look and I just have everything kind of going fast like this, this might be what I call my open dance floor look, and I want to store that for later. I just press and hold one of the banks. I'm pressing and holding that, and an option comes up on the menu. This one says preset 1. I can change the name of that preset, so I can call it Crazy Dance Floor or whatever. And and I just scroll through to change the name. For now, I'm just going to keep it there and hit enter. And then I'm given an opportunity to save a color of this button. We'll call this, we'll make this red. I select red. And now the preset number 1 is red. And if I then take all of this stuff out by deselecting the lights, and say for instance, I just want a standard blue look because we're maybe having dinner, it's more subdued time of the evening, we're doing a cocktail hour, doing some speeches, we just kind of have blue around the room. I can take the brightness overall down a little bit just to make sure that we're not overpowering the room at that point. And then once it's time for open dancing, for instance, I can then hit my preset and boom, I'm back to Crazy Dance Floor look, just the touch of a button. If I hit it again, it goes back to my subtle blue look, and this is very handy. Now you can see the concept of creating coordinated synchronized looks. What's more is that I can play these presets back in sequence. So I can, up to 20 minutes long. So I can select looks, create different looks, and then have them automatically play at a specified amount of time between each preset. Or I can just have a static look. There is so much flexibility and versatility with this system that it really does become a no-brainer for people wanting a quick, easy, instant way to control their light show. So this is what instant light shows is all about. This is what ILS is all about. There is a ton of other resources available. Tutorial videos, tips. There's a whole Facebook group just dedicated to ILS, and it's called Chauvet DJ Everything ILS. Look it up, join, and you can see real-world examples from people already using this technology out in the field, asking questions, getting answers from us and our product development teams, and also taking your feedback and tips. That's where a lot of the features that have been added in this firmware update came from, is from feedback from folks just like you. More information about how to update the firmware on it. It's a very easy process. Essentially, you download it from the website onto a USB drive, put the USB into the unit, go to system update, select yes, boom, the system is reading the file right off the USB, and you're updated to have access to a whole host of new additional powerful features. So this is the ILS system from Chauvet DJ. Always check out more information at focusproaudio.com. The teams here are fantastic and are happy to help you out, and so are we at Chauvet DJ. So with that, go and explore the world of instant light shows with Chauvet DJ.